What is going on, everyone? This is Evan. I hope y'all are doing well today, tonight, whenever you're watching this. Figured I'd make a little update video, some things on my mind I kind of want to talk about, and hope y'all dig the message. Uh, so far, since the last update video, still on a vegetarian diet, primarily, just not eating meat. Um, I've noticed some pretty interesting things, and all of them are actually very positive. Um, the main thing that I noticed that I found super surprising at first, but then I put the pieces together and it made a lot of sense. My breath doesn't smell bad anymore. It's very interesting. I used to think it was always like the coffee, which coffee breath, and now ever since I finished the last bit of this. It was a mushroom coffee. I think it had like turkey tail, some like heat resistant probiotics in it or something. Because I always liked doing the coffee blended with like a tablespoon or a little bit more of butter, like some cinnamon or something in there. Now I'm primarily drinking herbal teas as my drinks and such like that. Black teas for the little bit of the caffeine, but there's also a lot of health benefits from black tea to green tea and other sort of herbal types of teas. I had this turmeric vitality tea that I really liked. I think there's another one like some what was it like ginger and citrus with turmeric. Super, super good tea. Had a couple. Yeah, I got a kind of good variety of teas. But the whole thing about the breath not being bad anymore is that now I put the pieces together and it's like, oh yeah, I don't have meat decaying in between my teeth anymore. And I have one of my wisdom teeth is popped through and it's almost completely through now. And whenever stuff would get stuck in there, especially if it was meat or something, I'd have to take a flosser and scrape it out, and it smelled absolutely god awful. And now, hardly anything gets stuck back there, and if it does, and I scrape a little bit of it out, there's no bad smell. So, yeah, and actually, my overall body odor seems to have gotten better too. Now I smell a lot just like lentils and whatever seasonings I put in there, which is a good sign, because a lot of times our body odors, I mean, actually all the time, or any body odor is coming from within, right? As within, so without. So, if you smell like what you're eating or what's going on inside of your body, that's kind of a good telltale sign of what's going on in your body. So, if I primarily smell like the food that I'm eating, you know, there you go. That it makes a lot of sense to me. So, yeah, and overall, my digestion seems to be really good. I do eat a lot in one sitting. I primarily have been eating this. It's like a chickpea and brown rice pasta. So I'll cook that or boil that in good water, not tap water. The reverse osmosis water that I get from the stores. Remineralize it with a quarter teaspoon of salt per gallon, and then I'll cook a cup of lentils, which is 40 grams of protein, and those one box of that chickpea pasta has 30 grams of protein in it. Um, and then I'll put in half a jar of pasta sauce into the lentils after I've cooked them for an hour, and I use red lentils. I cook them for an hour because of the fact that it basically melts the lentils, so it kind of just becomes almost like a sauce type of thing. Almost, it's kind of similar to like hummus. And then I'll add, some different kinds of seasonings. I usually put like a teaspoon of salt in there, good real salt, sea salt, and some kind of an oil. I have flaxseed oil now. I've used that so far a couple of times with this recipe that I do. And then I'll eat a bag of organic um, green beans, like frozen green beans or peas. I really love the frozen peas. The particular organic ones that I get are really good. Just boil them really quick for like 5 minutes. You don't want to overcook those. Then I'll strain out the water from those, which I cooked in or boiled in the good high quality water, and then save that hot water. And then I'll put a tea bag in there. So then you don't waste the minerals that have leached from the vegetables. So yeah, that's a fantastic meal. And it's a lot to eat, but it's 70 grams of protein from the pasta and the lentils, and then from the peas, if I were having the peas, one bag of those is 20 grams of protein, so that's 90 grams of protein. Plus, I'm basically daily eating like 4 to 5 eggs in the morning, so that's 24 to 30 grams of protein. Um, then Ezekiel bread. Also, throughout the day, I would be having peanut butter and honey sandwiches with cinnamon on there. Good high quality organic peanut butter with Ezekiel bread is fantastic. So today I did fast all day because I think I ate way too much last night. Well, I ate what I normally would eat in the night, like what I was just talking about, and then I woke up like maybe 6 hours later, and I realized that I still had uh, the steel cut oats in my slow cooker in the fridge that I hadn't even touched. So I was like, oh man, I'm kind of hungry right now. Might as well eat that. So I ate half of that, which, you know, the full slow cooker has a full cup of steel cut oats and 4 cups of water. You slow cook that for like 7 to 8 hours. Slow cooked steel cut oats are fantastic if you never tried them. And I like swirling some peanut butter in there too, a little bit of honey in there. But then I woke up and I was like, holy shit, like the food is like up to here. And I was like, oh man. So today was kind of a low energy day. So I just didn't eat anything at all today. I just drank teas, drank water. So at this point, I feel pretty good. But the it was a slow moving day, that's for sure. But that's good because next Monday, no kids will be at school. So, I didn't have to do as much as I would normally do. And actually, I'll have a lot more time to focus on things that I've been meaning to do, but usually don't have time for. Yeah, the mucus I feel like has drastically decreased for me because I used to have you know I've had kind of a lingering, almost seems like a kind of like a viral thing going on in my sinuses, because a lot of times I'll blow my nose and it'll be greenish, almost like a brownish kind of tinge, and sometimes there's blood in there. Actually, quite often there is, because the place I work is very dry, and this time of year is very dry, so it's probably a lack of hydration there too, but nothing too crazy. Uh, but that seems to be getting better now that I'm not eating meat anymore, which is very interesting. There are still some nutritional things, probably certain supplements that I will end up implementing once I can afford them. But for now, this is working really well. And, main reason why I'm not eating meat anymore is because it was months ago now. I just felt the conviction in my heart to stop consuming animal meat. After watching Christspiracy, which I found after getting into some of Aaron Abke's videos and one of his friends. Uh, I think the whole thing took like 7 years to make. But basically, this guy went around to all of these so-called certified humane uh, slaughterhouses, which those really don't fit together very well. Um, and some of the places he filmed, and some of the places he wasn't not able to get into, especially the very prestigious ones, because they didn't want him to see what was inside. And basically, his goal was to go out and find out if there is a humane way to slaughter an animal. And he came up negative on that. And it was very emotional, actually. And it's a crowd-funded movie. I watched it on the Christspiracy website. I think it's a minimum of $5 to watch it. But it's a pretty fucking, excuse my French, eye-opening. And if you're willing to open your heart to it, it can expose you to that. And then there's the whole idea of, how, yes, eating meat can be good for the body, and it can be, scientifically sort of proven to some degree that, obviously there's a lot of nutrients. Obviously, meat contains a ton of minerals, nutrients, vitamins, and stuff like that, because that makes up an entire organism. And while it might be good for the body, it might not be good for the soul. And what is really more important? The soul, obviously, if you even believe that you have one, which everybody does. I believe. But I kind of lost my train of thought there. Going off on tangents, as I do. Let's go stir up these lentils so they don't start sticking to the bottom. Usually I'll use a rubber spatula, kind of stir the bottom, and I'll slowly kind of reduce the heat over time while these are melting. You can see here. Yeah, it definitely needs a heat reduction there. So we're only at about 20 minutes. We'll go down a little bit lower. Yeah, it's just gonna spatter and sputter everywhere for a little bit. That's fine. I think part of the reason why too I was feeling so low today is because yesterday in the morning I hit push-ups really hard, and then I got home and I hit skull crushers really hard. Complete failure with lightweight, and I'm just starting to get more sore today, and I'll definitely be way more sore tomorrow. I can tell. So, yeah, sure what else there was to talk about. That might actually be it for this video. Just wanted to make a little update video on how all that was going, and I think I'm gonna do kind of a long form, kind of just jamming out type of authentic jam. I think I'm gonna call it authentic guitar jam or something. Just going through stuff that I normally jam, like kind of by myself or whatever, and just kind of like show like what I do, instead of making like a bunch of like short videos or whatever. So if y'all are interested in that, tune in and see how long it takes me to get into a flow state on those videos. Because when I do, man, the creator works wondrous electrical powers through my fingers. And I'm very thankful for it. I'm thankful every day. Every time I pick up my guitar and play, I'm just so thankful that I have that gift. Everybody has their own gifts, And remember, comparison is the death of joy. Always remember that. With whatever gift you have, don't compare it to somebody else's, because yours is completely unique and authentic. And it's not about competing. It's about loving what you do and not caring if, not caring about how people judge you or what they think, And admonishment and admiration for gifts is obviously a wonderful thing, And that's love, That's what real, true creator given love is, I believe. So, like I said, thank y'all for tuning in, and until next time, shred onwards and so forth.